communal spiders' nests. Using the thicket as scaffolding, these can house more than 100 individuals living in small chambers. These huge webs are designed for one key purpose. They are hunting traps. A snared grasshopper struggles to free itself. It's not long before the vibrations spur the spiders to action. The grasshopper has powerful legs and needs to be subdued urgently, or it may escape. Reinforcements quickly arrive. It's too late. The struggle is over. Venom immobilizes the grasshopper and starts to digest its body. Group hunting is rare in spiders, but measuring just half an inch long, this species relies on cooperation to take down prey. The body is moved into the safety of a nesting chamber where the feast will begin.
Three males discover a young rogue in their territory with their lioness. And they won't back down without a fight. The attackers sense the young lion's power. His anger and strength are worthy of respect. He is capable of inflicting serious injury. Today, a warning is sufficient to demonstrate their authority. This is their territory. The male from the glade has survived the ordeal, but his wounds may yet prove fatal. No time to recuperate. He must keep moving.
packs. They hunt, play, and even howl together. A wolf pack is not an accidental gathering of hunters. It is a large family group with close family ties. A pack can consist of all different ages and can be anywhere from 3 to 40 individuals. The life of the pack is very complex and subject to internal wolf laws, which allow smart and strong predators to coexist peacefully. The leader of the pack is the wisest and most powerful male. This male will choose the best female for himself. Together, they form the dominant pair of wolves, the so-called alpha male and alpha female. The behavior of all individuals in the pack is subject to strict discipline and a clear hierarchy with several levels. The leader takes the leading role. They have the dominant power and bear full responsibility for the rest of the relatives and the distribution of roles in the family, for the selection and protection of the habitat, for the management of hunting. In case of danger, only they decide how to act, and the pack always listens to the leader. They are friendly to all members of the pack. The leader has the right to start eating first. A pack never disrupts his right to the first piece. In some cases, they share prey with puppies. Puppies are the future of the pack, and the leader must take care of them. The remaining members of the pack are divided into ranks, from strong to weak. Warriors are the backbone of the pack. This rank can be occupied by wolves of both sexes. They provide security and food for their family. With an external threat, only warriors enter the battle. The senior warrior is the worthiest animal, along with the main wolf. They organize protection and hunting and can replace the leader if they die or for some reason cannot lead the pack. At the same time, there are no fights to identify the best candidate for the status of leader. The mother is an adult female with experience in raising wolf pups. Its main function is to care for puppies. When the pack is under attack, it is her who moves all the young and weak family members to a safe place, while the warriors repel the attack. During feeding and raising puppies, all mothers in the pack are under special care. Guardians are young wolves that are not yet able to become warriors because of age. These animals control the wolf pups and are completely subordinate to the mother. A male without a family helps to grow young wolf pups. The signaler are the eyes of the pack. It is they who notify everyone of an impending threat. The puppy. It does not bear any responsibility. Its main task is to complete obedience.
Honeybees have a harsh caste system. Of the tens of thousands of bees found in a hive, just about all of them are female workers, and they do pretty much everything from cleaning and building the hive to collecting pollen and nectar. Their lives are so intense that while a worker can live from 4 to 9 months during the winter, a worker bee born in the busy summer season will only last about 6 weeks before dying of exhaustion. It's not a whole lot better for the 300 to 3,000 male drones who basically hang around waiting to mate with a queen during the summer, after which they die, or are kicked out of the hive when fall comes and they are of no more use. Then there's that queen. There's one per hive, and she can live to be up to 5 years old, laying up to 2,000 eggs in a day. And she owes her entire existence to a bitter, protein-rich secretion called royal jelly. Given their long life and unique position, there's rarely a need for a new queen, but when one dies or leaves the hive along with a swarm, the colony needs to find a replacement, and fast. In both situations, a larval bee is chosen to become the new queen. The science of how and why this happens isn't entirely settled, but one thing is certain: royal jelly plays a large role. Worker bees produce royal jelly from a gland in their heads called the hypopharynx and feed it to newly hatched honeybee larvae. The milky yellowish substance is made of digested pollen and either honey or nectar. Not only is it high in protein, but royal jelly also has a combination of vitamins, especially vitamin B, plus lipids, sugars, hormones, and minerals including potassium, magnesium, calcium, and iron. This bee superfood also contains acetylcholine, a neurotransmitter also found in humans. It's what nerves use to tell muscles to start or stop movement and may also contribute to learning. All those nutrients might explain why royal jelly is often marketed as an expensive dietary supplement cure-all, even though studies haven't been able to prove that it does anything too significant for humans. We are, after all, not bees. But for bees, It does a lot, and around day 3 of the royal jelly diet is where things get interesting. Worker bees will choose a few of the larvae and continue to feed them royal jelly, while every other larva is switched to a less nutrient-intensive diet of honey, pollen, and water. As the future queens gorge, the royal jelly triggers other phases of development that workers don't experience, like the formation of ovaries for laying eggs. If one queen emerges first, she will search for and destroy any other queen still developing in their wax cells, and if multiple queens come out simultaneously, they will fight to the death until only one queen remains. Now, we don't know exactly how the worker bees decide which larvae get the royal treatment, but for a long time we thought it was random. That would make sense, because basically worker bees and queen bees are genetically identical. But there's some evidence that the selection of a queen might not actually be so random. A 2011 study found that the larvae of future queens have higher levels of proteins that increase some metabolic activities, so there may indeed be a tiny genetic difference in the two that plays a huge role. Scientists are also still trying to figure out what it is about the royal jelly that lets it change a larva's whole life. For a while we thought it might be a hormone in the jelly or the way it affected insulin signals in the larvae. Then another 2011 study zeroed in on a protein called royal actin, which, when isolated and combined with other nutrients, can transform larvae into queens, just like royal jelly. Once they emerge, queens continue eating royal jelly their entire lives, and given that the queen lives a lot longer than the thousands of relatives around her, it sounds like a reasonable dietary choice